What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing Queza, Augur of Agonies in Historic Brawl. I think it's how you say it, Queza. Queza? I want to say Queza. 4 mana, 1 in Esper, Syphilid, Advisor, 3/4. Vigilance, whenever you draw a card, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So this is a really cool card that has some very cool infinite combos. Before we get into that though, this commander was suggested by a viewer. So thank you to that viewer. Really appreciate the suggestion. This is a super cool build. If you have a suggestion for a deck that you'd like me to play, like one of your favorite Historic Brawl commanders, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to check it out. You know, I've played everything from Mono Green Voltron to Sweaty Esper Control, so I am down for anything. If you've been watching my channel, please subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I also hope you subscribe. Subscribing helps me out, helps me make more content, so I really appreciate if you do that for me. Now to the cool stuff. So the infinite combos. So the first one, there's 2. Lich's Mastery. 6 mana, mono black enchantment. It has hexproof. You can't lose the game. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, for each 1 life lost, exile a permanent you control or a card from your hand or graveyard. When Lich's Mastery leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. High risk, high reward type card, but with our commander, it works really well. So we draw a card, we gain a life, right? Lich's Mastery says when we gain life, we draw a card. We draw a card, we gain a life. We gain a life, we draw a card. Right? Pings back and forth infinitely. And all we need to do to trigger this after we play it is draw a card. So we can either do that with one of our really low mana, draw effects like Brainstorm, or if we have the 1 ring down, we can trigger that. But we do have to play this and then draw a card. We can even just wait till our next draw step. The problem with that though is we leave ourselves vulnerable to exiling all our permanents in hand and all that stuff. But honestly, even if we have no lands or anything, it's just this and this on the board, we still will win the game. So we might have to do that. The second infinite combo is Grizzlebrand. 8 mana, mono black, demon. Comes down. We can pay 7 life at instant speed, draw 7 cards. Normally you can't pay 7 life infinitely because you'll run out of life. But with our commander, whenever we draw a card, we gain a life. So we gain all that life that we lost right back. And so we can just draw our whole entire deck on the spot at instant speed. And as long as the opponent has less life than we have cards in our deck, they die on the spot. The rest of the deck is just Esper Control. It's all, the best card draw effects and, protection for our commander, Thoughtseize, counter spells, removal spells, all the stuff that you would expect. Teferi's Ageless Insight doubles the draw that we have. We draw 2 cards instead of just 1. Teferi Time Raveler, we all know that bad boy. Farewell, Commit to Memory, just all the wraths and all the different kind of stuff that you would expect in Esper. So goal of the deck is to control the game, get our commander down, get an infinite combo, and win. Let's see if we can get in the queue and do it. It's one thing to make the deck, it's another to do it. Cool build though. Reminds me of, I think it's Nekuzar, is that how you say it? Nekuzar? The Grixis commander, pretty infamous Grixis commander, except that one says whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose a life, kind of like Underworld Dreams. This one cares about us drawing cards, which is a unique difference between the two. Okay, we're playing Terror Grid. That's a little terrifying. Thankfully, we don't have that many permanents in the deck. Rhystic Study's awesome. So we keep that. We have a way to get both our colors. Eldritch Pack is awkward in our opener, but the rest of the deck, the rest of the cards are good. So we get to go first as well, which is nice. We don't have a turn 1 play, so let's just go get what? White, blue? Is that what we need? No, we need a black because we have double black. So we need to get blue, black. So let's go get... It's tempting to just get Ice Tunnel so that we have the rest of these available. I think that's the right play, in case we draw more fetch lands. we can get those lands untapped. D-Spark is nice for Terror Grid. We have Memory Lapse for whatever discard effect they're gonna make us. Oh, no? Okay. We drew the land. That's sweet. Any other double colors in our hand? No. So, we technically have double everything with Command Tower, so let's just play this on black. Get down Rhystic Study. Black has almost no way to deal with enchantments. They have a couple ways to do it, but almost none. So, Rhystic Study is probably gonna stick on the battlefield for at least a while. That's a nice draw. Okay, get rid of my... It's also a nice draw. So... I think we just play the Academy Wall. And let them use a removal spell on it or whatever. But it is a nice blocker against the 3/3. Okay, we have to sacrifice a creature. What else does this do? It flips if they craft it. Gotcha. Okay, well, destroy target enchantment. I think we just pass here and hold up Memory Lapse for their commander, because I'm sure they're going to want to play Terror Grid. We can also just D-Spark it. I think maybe that's the better play. Okay, so we hold on. Full control. Resolve this trigger. They paid. So we can Memory Lapse this and put it back in their hand. So they're going to take any card they want out of our hand. Do we care? The Memory Lapse is probably what they're going to take, but do we want them to be able to do this again? We could hide some cards with Brainstorm. Why don't we do that? Auto pay. Resolve. Put 2 cards. Okay, so let's put you back. And... you back. Or you. Do it like that. Now they can take whatever they want. There's a lot of different stuff that they have to think about. Drew some lands, so that's nice. Rhystic Study will allow us to... normally you don't want to Brainstorm without a fetch land, but Rhystic Study is going to allow us to draw out of the Brainstorm lock. Okay, that makes sense. But we can still destroy it with this, so... let's get out of full control. Pass. So we can destroy this as well if we want. So we will. It makes us discard a card, but we want to do that now while we don't have Terror Grid down to take advantage of the discard. Memory Lapse. Get a blue source down. Hold up Memory Lapse. We'll draw a card off Rhystic Study when they play whatever spell they're going to play. Roaming Throne. Resolve. Let's see if they pay. They do pay. If a triggered ability of a creature you control, the chosen type triggers an additional time. But that doesn't really make sense with Terror Grid, right? So, I wonder what they choose. We'll let this through. I know this is a good card, but I'm not really sure how it works with Terror Grid. And there, we can always settle the wreckage at Phyrexian. Huh? I don't know. We can't memory lapse if we play this, so let's do it like this. If they do some devastating discard effect, we can Teferi's Protection or Response and still have memory lapse up. I guess we don't have double white for settle. Didn't think about that. So we don't really have a choice here. Take 4. Queza can gain his life back. Resolve this. Back to your hand. Or top of your library, right? Yeah. Okay. They could play it again. Children, nice. We need another white source. Oh no, we have it. Never mind. We're good. Okay, that works. Can we do this and... No, we don't have enough mana for that. Okay. They're doing a good job of paying for Ristic Study. They know about Settle. Yep, that's smart. We'll use it when we have to. Okay, Terror Grid. So do I take the life to draw a card? I think we have to. I don't think we have a choice. That would have been nice before they played Terror Grid. Well, we can Teferi's Protection, so... Can we do that and this? Yes. Okay, Teferi's Pro this turn. Okay, we gain a life. Well, this is awkward, but they have one card in hand, so... Pass the turn. Thoughtseize. Yeah, that does it, right? Settle the wreckage. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. So if I cast this before combat, or before there's any attacking creatures, it does nothing, right? If I counter this Thoughtseize, then I don't have enough mana for Settle the Wreckage and they just kill me with combat damage. I mean, we'll find out. I don't think this is how the card works, but I'm curious. I have no other options, so... Might as well find out. Nope. I didn't work that way, but had to try it. Alright. Kind of a weak outing for the deck, but we'll move on to the next one. Didn't really draw as many cards as I thought it would. I thought we would draw more cards than that. The whole deck is designed to draw cards, so... Seemed kind of odd that we ran out of resources when we're really never supposed to. This is good. What is this? Flash flying. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, put a chorus counter on it. Draw a card, then discard a card. If there are 4 more chorus counters on Malcolm, you may cast the discarded card without paying its mana cost. Damn. Okay. Well, this is okay. I mean, we have all our colors. Rusko is obviously great. Time Warp. That's good. Okay. Any tap lands? No. Guess we'll just get you out of the way. I don't know how many creatures their deck has. I would guess not that many. It might be like mono blue counter spells too, which would just be so fun. Has flash, makes sense. A. We'll probably island cycle this. Okay. Chucks a land. Seems like a cool deck. That's a good card. Do it now. Probably have a counter spell, but might as well. Yep. Gotta get them out of their hand. Next turn we can Eldest Reborn if they continue to not play a creature. or you know, another creature in addition to their commander. Then the turn after that, we can expel the interlopers. Rolling Nile. The other thing is, I wonder what card they have in their hand, because we're trying to get rid of this creature so they don't cast stuff for free, but if their whole hand is counter spells, are they just going to cast a counter spell for free? Time Warp, okay. They get to Time Warp, sure. Hopefully they don't have a way to take infinite turns. That would be gross. Okay. Oh, we just gotta do it. I love when their whole hand lights up. Like they obviously have it. Yeah. Cool. So we have Brawl 2.0. Very cool. Probably a cooler commander than Brawl, though, to be honest. Seems like a nightmare in commander. He would just do a bunch of extra turn spells. Fun. Why, Wizards? Why do you keep printing cards like this? Who on your staff, like, approved this? Hey, remember that card Brawl? Everyone loved that card, right? Why don't we just do the exact same thing? It's funny too, because like I don't actually mind the effect of that card. Like I think it's fine, but at 2 mana with flash, I mean, come on, Wizards, like stop it. They just can't help themselves. During your turn, opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifact creatures or enchantments. Okay, so this deck goes wide and prevents us from doing stuff. We can destroy it though. So we can also memory lapse it. We'll get the Triome. Now this comes into play untapped. They're gonna ramp. Do a land, nice. Yeah, let's ramp ourselves. River's Rebuke seems good against this deck. Especially if they're depending on these pieces and tokens, right? Because this makes tokens. Do it like this. We can play the One Ring. I think that's probably correct. Get it down. Work our way up to River's Rebuke. Okay, make more soldiers. Create a bunch of soldiers. Oh, we got the combo. Okay, so next turn we're taking 3, 4, 5 damage. Do it like this. Smothering Tithe. Yeah. That's too good to pass up. Okay, we're going to take a beating here. But again, we're going to bounce this all back to their hand, and they only have 4 mana. Okay. So let's do this now. We'll pass. Make another treasure, most likely. Cold Steel Heart. Resolve. We can memory lapse this. That's pretty brutal. What are we doing next turn? We have the combo in hand. Do we care about the 1/1s? Do we care? I think we would rather draw here. We have a lot of board wipes in the deck, so now we can go get a board wipe. So do it like this. We could play you and memory lapse whatever they do next. Hopefully they don't have removal. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one that wasn't chosen this turn. Or chosen during your last combat. Up to 1 target soldier perpetually gets +1/+1 and gains flying. Choose a soldier card in your hand. It perpetually gets +1/+1 gains vigilance. Create a 1/1. Do we care about this? I don't think so, right? Because we have the combo. So this does not kill us. Okay. Sure. Attack in. Alright, I think we got the combo. So, oh, that's funny. We just gotta make sure we have the mana, which is Mastery. Activate the One Ring, and go to Combo Town. Gain a life. We draw a card. Which makes us gain a life. Which makes us draw a card. You get the idea. Well, I'm glad we got to actually activate the or get the combo going. I wasn't sure we were gonna get it in this video, but that's sick. All right, GG. First couple games were a little rough, but we got there. We did it. So like I said in the intro, as long as you have a way to draw that, you know, putting Lich's Mastery down wins you the game on the spot. Of course, the player could have instant speed removal and, you know, yada, yada, yada. But in general, it's going to win you the game on the spot. Calyx, good deck. Whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Whenever Calyx or enchanted creature you control deals time damage to a player, you may create a token that's a copy of non-legendary enchantment you control once a turn. We get to go first. We can turn off their commander, so that's awesome. Keep. I think we turn 1 Polluted Delta, get our Triome, and go from there. Okay. Seems good. We could get in their hand, but I think we just ramp here and then maybe Inquisition. There's probably going to be stuff we'll hit with this. At least we get to see their whole hand too. So, Eternal Wanderer, Mirari's Wake. Okay. Tameo Safekeeping. Spirited Companion we don't care about. One of these two. Probably the ramp for now. We can get the other thing later if we want. Thought erasure them. Grasp of Fate, Ossification. Eternal Wanderer. Ossification is definitely a bummer. These kind of do the same thing though. Mirari's Wake is definitely a problem, but they're far away from that. Do they even have a basic to put this on? It has to be a basic land, right? Chant basic land. They have a basic in their hand. Yeah, I guess. Done. We'll keep the land. Pass through. They're probably going to play their commander here. Yep. And so we can do this in response to the trigger. So we can't play out our commander because they're just going to grasp it. I mean, maybe we just let them do that. I mean, we have no other play, right? And we'll be able to play it the following turn if we need to. So if that's what they want to waste their grasp on, that's fine. Yep, they snap it off real fast. No problem. Put it back in command. Narset. Now, I don't think they have any other removal, so I think we just play this and say go. Narset.
There are so many mysteries to uncover. With thoughtfulness before action.
Black market. Beautiful. It has vigilance. Do we just attack and... No, we don't attack. Okay. It's now a 3/3. Utopia Sprawl. Or Urban. Oh, it stops the... No way. That's what makes you scoop? Okay, so when this ETBs, they draw a card. But Narset turns that off. Yeah, I mean... I don't think we were like gonna win next turn or anything, but I get why they scooped. But if I was them, I wouldn't have. I mean, I know you were like probably top decking for lands, but it seems like you were gonna get a land soon. And then once you get a land, you can play Mirari's Wake, and then you have the Eternal Wanderer. I mean, yeah. You could Eternal Wanderer and kill your own Calyx. Could have put it back in the command zone. I don't know. Anyway. GG. If I was that player, I probably wouldn't have scooped there, but I don't blame them for doing it. But I just think it's funny that the thing that made them scoop was them not being able to draw the card. You didn't let me cantrip? I am out of here. Throws the table. Okay, Grixis. This is the one that adds Grixis, right? Like it taps and adds. Yeah. And you can only spend it on... So it's Spellslinger Grixis. Sneaky good card. I actually own this in paper. It's another uncommon. Another good uncommon. Not the highest powered, Grixis commander you'll ever see, but it has haste. So it can come down and immediately tap to add mana. So you got to think this is like, it's like a little dark ritual, right? Pay 1 to add 3. Pretty good. We get to go first. I mean, we're playing against Spellslinger. I think this is good against Spellslinger. So we'll do it like this. Fluid Delta turn 1 into Triome. We have Command Tower and Shipwreck. So we'll have triple blue. The only thing we won't have is... No, we'll have double white. Yeah, we have everything. Sweet. Hard to do in a 3-color deck in your opening hand, but we have everything, so that's nice. Cool. They play their Triome. Continue the staring match. Let's add stops so they feel like they feel some stick, so they think that we have something to do at instant speed. We don't have counters, but we want them to maybe try and play around them. Yeah. Didn't let me put a stop in time. It's okay. Pass. Let them feel the stick. Pass. Alrighty. Well, we can't miss land drops, unfortunately. We'll do it like this. Play the boots. If they want to counter it, they can. No counter. Put the stops back on. We could return their treasure to their hand, which is pretty funny. But I don't think that's worth it. Resolve. So they can add mana to counter this if they want to. Yep. That's what they do. And again, this is why this commander's good, because it has haste. Nice. Now it costs 6. They get to return the counter to their hand. I didn't even know it had that clause. That's really cool. So when it dies, they get to return an instant or sorcery from their graveyard to their hand. Dark Ritual. Okay, that's the big battle. Search your library for engraver for the instant or sorcery card you own. Okay. Yeah. They only have a mountain though. Sure. I see. Very clever. This is an argument for MDFCs, by the way. Someone in the comments the other day was telling me the MDFCs are... I put too many of them in my deck, but that just shows you why they're so good. They're so versatile. Because it tells them they can only go get an instant and sorcery, which they did, but it's also a land. So that's an incredibly good play by the opponent to make sure they hit their land drop, which we cannot seem to do. I guess we can just try to play our commander and let it get killed or countered, but that's our only play. Maybe it'll stick. Unlikely against Grixis, but we'll see. Yep. But we get a Bedevil out of their hand. Faithless Looting. Chuck Thoughtseize. Well, that's not the worst card to draw, but I would like some lands. Go ahead, play your commander. You know you want to. Yeah. It now costs 8. You kill my commander, I kill yours. It's Esper versus Grixis, everybody. Well, I think we just play this out while they're tapped out. That could be really important. Finally. We'll see if they counter this. They do not. Not a great time warp. Just get rid of that thing. We don't want them to have card advantage. We want the card advantage. We're the card draw deck. Yeah, that's a good one too. Memory lapse. Alchemy cards, man. Alchemy cards. Okay. We'll just pass. So they basically are drawing an extra card each turn because of this. Okay. Well, that's nice. They probably need to counter this. Scream will, yep. Gotta play through the counters. Nice. Gotta love alchemy cards. Giving them free value. Do you have another counter? Cool. Seems good, although that's not the best Sublime Epiphany I've ever seen. So they go do this. They probably grab another counter spell. Memory lapse, yep. Would you like to memory lapse my Mind Stone? Wow. Wow. Okay. They really are Grixis control deck. That's petty as fuck. I'm not even mad. I'm like impressed that they'd waste a counter on that. I'm only doing this to draw out another counter from them. Okay, so that tells me they probably don't have another counter, because they would want their counter spell to, or their commander to stick. So that's valuable information. Getting to 6 mana here is big. Uh-huh. Oh, they're gonna attack, huh? Okay, well now they can't activate it. I really don't care if they attack that. So we can Cyclonic Rift them, but it doesn't really do much. We can discover the formula. They have a full grip. So yeah, I think we do that on their upkeep. We really don't want to give this back to them if we Cyclonic Rift we're going to. I mean, maybe we do it now. Before they get another counter spell. Perfect. It's tempting to get a land with this. So they're gonna attack down the invasion, right? What does the backside do? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may copy that spell. Yeah. I don't think we can allow that to happen. They have a counter, they have a counter. They don't. They're digging. Dark Ritual. Okay. Scary. One with the multiverse. Cool. That can be Elspeth Conquers Death. I really was hoping to do it on this, but you know. Alright, that's a card. That is a card. Okay, another commander costs a lot. And this doesn't help them with that because it's from their hand. So they can play Sublime Epiphany. Yep, seems pretty good. I mean, I told you guys, this is a really good card. Underrated commander for sure. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell from your hand, it gains rebound. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's gross. Alright, well. Yep, they can attack down this. Now all their spells are doubled and they have rebound, so now they're tripled. Unless we draw something like Farewell, I think we're gonna scoop it up. Because I don't think we can get through. We can deal with individual things here, but not all of this. It's a little bit too much. Eldest Reborn. That doesn't really do anything. I mean, we can play Teferi as a distraction, but I mean... They have double the mana we do as well. I don't know how that happened, but... Man, we are way behind in this game. Yeah, I think we just give them props and... I mean, just... you know... Without drawing a Farewell, I don't think we can get out of this. Their deck was like designed to work, how do I say this? It was designed to like fight other control decks. So I don't know how that deck does against like the aggro decks in the format. Because they seem to have like a bunch of counter spells and targeted removal and stuff, but I don't know, it just didn't seem like their deck was engineered for fighting the aggro stuff, so... I don't know about that. Corvold is disgusting. Unless it's the food version, then it's okay. This is okay. I mean, we can go get whatever we want. But we don't have double black. This is a mulligan. This is much better. We can turn off Corvold, which is awesome. Yep. Keep. Get in there. All right. Which really good thing do we want to take? Yeah. I think it's you. Okay, let's do this. We don't have anything to do on this turn anyway. Now we have all our colors. This will come into play on tap because of the island. This next turn they can, if they play a untapped land, they can Dark Ritual. Well, they need a red source, so not necessarily. If they have an untapped red source, they can Dark Ritual. Play Corvold. We'll put stops just to make them think we have stuff. They're either thinking about something or they're roping me out, I'm not sure. Alright, they're here. They don't have a red source though. Whoa, Strider? Sure. More lands is good. I think we just One Ring. They are taking their sweet time. They're using all their timeouts. I'm not sure why. Maybe they're salty that I played a One Ring and took their One Ring. Okay. I almost think they're doing it on purpose, where they're trying to like make me salty by how they're roping me out. It ain't gonna work, opponent. You can't make me salty. The only thing that makes me salty is when I tragically misplay. Okay. You can't play Corvold, so what are you gonna play? Vraska? Aight. Sure. We can get rid of that with Blood on the Snow eventually. So they're gonna gain a life, draw a card. It's weird because now Woe Strider is turned off. We need double white eventually. Okay. What's the -9? You get an emblem with whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. Seems good. But again, we can get rid of it with this. So next we'll have the removal for that next turn, so not worried about it. If they want to keep sacking their stuff to draw a card, then it is what it is. Yep, go get a red source. Okay. Professional base breaker. They can attack me for 3.
A life for a life.
I really want to save this for their creatures, but I don't think I'm going to have a choice. So we can't activate the One Ring and Blood on the Snow. We can memory lapse their commander, though. So, is this an instant? It's a sorcery. They're going to kill our commander, but, well, is it even worth it then? Is it even worth it? It's probably not worth it. So let's go get, what do we get? Probably the Triome, right? Draw some cards. Maybe we draw an answer for Vraska. We do not. We can play Black Market, but then we don't have enough to memory lapse. They're going to play Corvold next turn, but then they have to sack something. And then we turn it off, but it's still a 5/5 that we have to deal with somehow. Well, more card draw is good, so we'll do this. We just can't let this -9. Go to combat. Okay. Take 5.
pain is weakness leaving the body.
Blow up their treasure. So they can ultimate next turn. We have the combo in hand, but just not nearly enough mana. But we have all the pieces. We just need to get there with mana. That's part of why I played Black Market. Take 2. Grim Tutor. Okay, so let's think about this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the Black Market 8. So we could Blood on the Snow, or we could Grim Tutor and get something. They have 5 power on the board, so we're not dead quite yet. What's in our deck that would deal with, man, the timer's gonna make us freaking time out. I guess we do it like this. Yeah, I mean. Okay, that's great. Command Tower. Okay, so we can't activate the One Ring, otherwise we die in our upkeep. So we'll just pass. We can't take any damage here, otherwise we die. Fatal Push. Cool. Thank you, timer. Thank you. That was super cool. Oh my god. I don't... Yeah, sure, you got it, opponent. Good job, you did it. I think there's nothing we can draw here that'll get us out of this, because if we put 3 on here, we take 1, 2, 3, we die anyway. Yeah, so we'll let them have it. I'm not giving them a good game though. They timed out way too many times for me to to give them a good game. The arena timer strikes again. I know I need to be faster about making decisions, but I swear they've sped up the timer. Like I don't think I'd take that long, and all of a sudden I have like no timeouts. Meanwhile, my opponent is literally timing out every freaking turn and they get a timeout. I don't understand. I don't understand. Anyway, we'll do a deck review. I'm over it. I was incorrect. They can't make me salty. Only my misplays can, but also the arena timing me out makes me salty. So I forgot about that one. So the deck's fun. I don't think this is like by any means a finished product. I think the deck list could be probably evened out. After playing the games, I think I would probably take out some of the lesser card draw like Faithful Mending and maybe even Brainstorm and just put in removal, and I'd probably just go heavy control. I was trying to make a cool deck that was like synergistic, where it was like we had lots of card draw and we would get Queza down, but the way the deck actually ended up working is like we don't really want to play this until we have a combo piece, or when the One Ring has a bunch of counters on it, and that way we start gaining a bunch of life. So, because in Historic Brawl, everyone has removal for your commander. So playing this on curve doesn't really make a lot of sense. You kind of want to wait to play this until you have pieces set up. So knowing that now, I probably would just take out a lot of this fluff stuff and just put in like the best Esper control pieces that I could. There was a lot of times where we had the answer in our deck, we just didn't have enough of the answers. Like for Vraska, we have, ways of getting rid of Vraska, like D-Spark, but we just weren't drawing into them. And so I was forced to use, a really awkward Blood on the Snow to get rid of it, which is just super mana intensive and not ideal, right? But if we had more effects that, more removal effects and things like that, I think we'd be better off. So that's the deck. I think really, this is a good deck. It just needs to be tuned. And, I just don't have the time to tune it. But if you're really interested in making this commander work, I think most of the pieces in here are good. Just like I said, swapping them out to make it a control, like a really hardcore control shell with the back end combo pieces, I think will work. You can also go with a creature based strategy. There's a lot of creatures that have like Connive, like Rafine would be awesome in this deck if you do creature based. And then you could put like Curiosity and like enchantments like that and auras like that, I should say, into your deck, so that like when your creatures attack, and you can have Gix in here so that, when they attack, they draw you cards. You could draw a bunch of cards that way, and then maybe it becomes more of a mid-range deck where you have a bunch of creatures, and then all those creatures have card draw effects, and you can get there that way, and then maybe you still include the 2 combo pieces just to have. Since I'm a control player at heart, I kind of prefer this way. But I think I kind of built this deck more like a commander deck than a historic Brawl deck. I always kind of forget that historic Brawl is a lot more sweaty than commander, and so people are going to be constantly removing your commander. Even though I obviously played a lot of historic Brawl, I just forget how sweaty it is. So you kind of have to be sweaty back. So yeah, that's the video. If you like the video, let me know down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.